VR is dying. Not VR games. Those right now at the moment are doing perfectly fine, but I'm sure it's not gonna be too long until those start dying out as well. Uh, the main thing that I'm talking about right now is VR channels. If you go to more popular channels that like used to get millions of views, they're getting like around 10,000, 50,000. It's not as much as they used to be fair. Like they're still getting more views than my whole channel has gotten, but it's not as much as they like VR channels used to get. And the reason behind VR channels dying is we all know how boring it is to watch somebody play a game and they're either worse than us or we could just be playing the game ourselves. I mean, it's pretty much just like watching your like sibling play a game. It's not as fun as actually doing it yourself. And the reason behind this is because of how cheap the VR market has gotten with the Quest 2. The headsets keep getting cheaper and pricier. Pretty much nowadays, everybody has access to VR. Back when PSVR just came out, or Valve released like HTC Vive or Valve Index, that's when VR was really popping because a ton of games were coming out that were new. Nobody had ever seen anything like them before. And overall, they were just complete new experiences that everybody wanted to experience, but nobody actually had the money to do it. Such as Half-Life Alyx, for example. You needed a good computer to do that. And when that game released, not everybody had the correct amount of money to get these. While the Quest 1 has been out for a while, came out around the same time as the PSVR, it VR wasn't as popular as it was back then. Uh and now that Quest 2 has come out and a lot of YouTubers have started doing YouTube, other people want to do YouTube. So now it's the fact that there's too many YouTubers. You can't find a good YouTuber to watch, and everybody has had this happen to them at least once or twice. So they just go and watch whatever they can get their hands on, but they don't look at the smaller channels because those have less of a chance to be as good as the bigger channels. And I think everybody knows this, but it's it's hard to be a VR channel in 2023 because everybody has the money to get their hands on stuff like this. And people d- don't want to watch somebody play something that they can play with their friends and have a better time. Unless you can find a good YouTuber that actually like is fun to watch, it's not it's not as fun as it used to be. Because now that everyone has the technology to do all these things, standalone headsets are becoming popular. Nobody really needs to watch YouTube unless it's PC VR games. If you look up Half-Life Alyx now, I think Jacksepticeye is a great example of how many views that game used to get. About 5 years ago when it launched, 2018 I'd say, was when Valve took their toll to VR gaming. And that's what really blew everything up. That game. Games like VR games were popular, don't get me wrong, but I think Half-Life Alyx really showed what VR can do. And when people see that, they want to try it and get money to do that. And because the Quest 2 has come out and now you don't need now like since that game came out 2018, it's really not that expensive to get your hands on a computer good enough to play that game. So let's just look it up right now. Half-Life Alyx. System requirements. And you need something as good as the i5 7500 or the Ryzen 5 1600, 12 gigabytes of RAM, and a 1060. If you look up a 1060 right now, then you'll be able to find one of these for under $100. Back then, it probably would have been like 300 to get your hands on one of these. But here, let's just click on the first Amazon link, 1060. Amazon is probably not a good place to show because no matter what, I don't think they ever change their prices. So Newegg would probably be something good to show. And a 1060 is still up to date now. Jesus, never mind. These are not as low prices I thought they were. If you buy them used, I'm sure. But anyways, as I was saying, it's not that expensive to get into PCVR gaming. Like it's not as expensive as it used to be, and pretty much anybody can get their hands on some sort of PCVR gaming device. So yeah, under $100. Here's one that's $30, $50. It's really not that difficult to get your hands on something like this. That's ending in 6 days. This is ending in an hour. So it's not that hard to get a good enough system to play these VR games that used to be popular back then. So I'm going to look up another component that you need for PC VR, the i5 7500. And let's see how much this is. $44, $41. Yeah, it's not that expensive to get your hands on something like this anymore. A $50 computer with an i5. This is crazy how easy it is to get your hands on something like this. It looks like a completely built computer for $50. I'm sure they're just gonna take it out of the computer, and yeah. So anyways, the point is that VR is not hard to get into anymore. It's not as hard as it used to be to get into, because one of the highest quality headsets was the HTC Vive or the Valve Index, and those are still up to date now. But if you see somebody that uses a PSVR like I used to, it's hard to get to the top of YouTube with like something like that, because number one, the only channels that are getting popular now are people that have a computer good enough to play VR games and edit their videos. So that's pretty much the stuff I said a little bit ago. And since it is so easy to do this, the only channels that get popular are the ones that actually go out and buy these products. It makes it hard for VR YouTubers to blow up in the year 2023. And in 2023, pretty much every 8-year-old and up has their hands on a VR headset that they can use. Either it's shared amongst siblings or they got it for Christmas. I'm sure if you went on YouTube and looked up VR, you'd find some like 10-year-old on like the top page because their parents bought them a computer and they became good enough at editing on their software that they blew up because of their editing style and humor. But I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. One of the main reasons that VR is dying is because of the community that is in VR. I'm sure if you loaded into a Gorilla Tag lobby or like really any social VR game now, you'd find like kids doing completely different things than what you would think they would be doing 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It's because of the community that they change the way they act. It's because of social media platforms that they change the way that they act. And that is one of the main reasons that VR is dying, because of the community. Rec Room is a big example of that. This game used to get tens of thousands of views, and you would be able to see a whole channel grow from the bottom all the way up. But now, if you start some sort of Rec Room channel, it you have to come up with a complete new idea, something completely different. That's how it goes for most of YouTube. But if you copy somebody, you won't get as many views, but you'll definitely get recognized. So that is all the reasons that VR is dying. It's because people can get their hands on this stuff easily now. Becoming a VR YouTuber in 2023 is not one of the easiest things in the world to do. You have to have a consistent upload schedule. You have to have consistent ideas flowing out. And nowadays you have to have a friend group that you can do YouTube with, or that like want to join you in your channel. Or you can do pretty much what everybody does and just play Gorilla Tag. I think that is one of the easiest ways to get popular right now. Just like make a channel fully based on playing Gorilla Tag, and in pretty much no time now, you'll be able to get your silver play button. I've been doing YouTube for about 6 years, maybe, and have 29 subscribers. It's not the easiest thing to grow on YouTube, and I think that's something that a lot of people figure out unless they follow a trend. I've tried to make my own multiple times and completely failed, because one way I've heard a lot of YouTubers grow is they bought their views, like when they first start, because if you have a low amount of views, pretty much nobody will click on your video unless it's recurring subscribers. One of my most popular videos has 268 views, and I gained 0 subscribers from that video, and it was Stitch Location VR. So that just goes to show that even if you have a ton of views, you won't gain a lot from it. And yeah, it's not easy to grow as a VR channel back when it was 2018. So I'll show you some like YouTube like videos. If you look up like Gorilla Tag YouTubers or something. So if you look up Gorilla Tag, then 5K, 34K, 1K. And if I just go and sort it from like last hour here. Last hour. 124. YouTube Shorts is popping off right now. 507. I'm sure this guy's a new channel. So let's go to his channel. So he has 10,000 subscribers. And let's go to his about page. Has been doing YouTube since last year. This is just an example of how easy it is to grow as a Gorilla Tag creator. But if you go to some sort of Rec Room creator and go to filters, last hour, 300, 0, 4, 0015601001050. Premiere, so nothing. 09. A lot of these people are newer channels. So this is 0. He has 5 subscribers. And his most viewed video is his first video made 4 days ago. So this guy probably just made his channel. Yep. He made it 4 days ago. About like 4 or 5 days ago. And if I click on a video, I can guarantee you this will be like a 10-year-old or something. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good showcase of why VR YouTube is dying. It's because of the content that's being pushed out. So pretty much what I was talking about earlier was Half-Life Alex. So I'm sure if you look up Half-Life Alex, it'll have like a lot of views. So Half-Life Alex, yeah, 8 million, 6.2 million, 1.6 million, 13 million, 1.5k, 98k, 209k, 25k, 1.5 million, and I'm sure Bone Lab is another one of the games. I can't remember if it's Bone Lab or Bone Works that's on PC. Yeah, 4K, 10K, 100K, 145K. Yeah, pretty much if you have a good computer, you can make good content. I think one of my favorite growing YouTubers right now would be this guy named I can't remember his name, but he's a good YouTuber. He does Rec Room and like a big variety of VR. If you can find him, I don't even know if you'll be able to, but he's a good YouTuber. Uh, and just so you know, it's not just VR that's dying. I started another channel about last month, and right now it is growing faster than this channel that I've been working on for about 6 years. So just so I can see how long I've actually been working on this, let's click on me. Let's go to your channel. So as you can see, my most viewed video right here. This video has no views. It was made 10 days ago. 2 views. I don't get a lot of views. 29 subscribers. And I made this channel on 2018. And my first video was, let's see, oldest. My first video was made 4 years ago. It was this Fortnite video right here. I remember this. This is the reason I made my channel. This clip right here, because I always like thought I could be like one of the popular Fortnite YouTubers back then. So that was like the coolest thing I ever done in like 4 years ago. It has 4 likes. Of course, I liked my own video. Why wouldn't I? So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you want to, and drop a comment if you want to see me talk about any more or play any other VR games. I'll see you guys next video, and bye.